Hello, family. I trust we all doing well. As we all know, very soon we'll be entering into the Easter season. And this week, the topic that we'll love to focus on is the purpose of the cross. And today I'll be speaking on reconciliation. To reconcile means to reestablish a close relationship, and a relationship that was broken, to be brought back as friends. And we all know through sin, our relationship with God was broken. But through the death and the resurrection of Christ, this relationship was restored. So we are no longer enemies to God, but we are friends. In Romans chapter 5, verse 10, the Bible says, "For if when we were enemies, we were reconciled to God through the death of his Son, much more having been reconciled, we shall be saved by his life." And I love how the Good News Bible translated it says, "We were God's enemies, but he made us his friends through the death of his Son. Now that we are God's friends, how much more will we be saved by Christ's life?" And here we see Paul saying that through sin we became enemies to God, but through the death of Christ, this relationship was restored. So we are no longer enemies to God, but we are friends. And this is encouraging to hear, because most of the times when we come to God with the fear that he will reject us. But we can come to God boldly because we know he loves us and we are his friends. And I love what Paul said in 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 18, and I read, "Now all things are of God, who has reconciled us to himself through Jesus Christ and has given us the ministry of reconciliation." Here we see Paul saying that not only have that broken relationship been restored, but God has also given us the ministry of reconciliation. And what is the ministry of reconciliation? We have been given the opportunity to go proclaim to the world that they are no longer enemies to God, but friends. Brothers and sisters, I would love to tell you this morning that you are no longer an enemy to God, but you are friends. You are highly favored and deeply loved of God. How was it?